Hello everyone. So today we are going to start our class from some facts about lakes. Okay. In our previous class we have just learned about oceans, lakes, okay, seas and all. So today the thing is let's have some facts about lakes. So Lake Baikal is the deepest lake in the world. Lake Titicaca lies along the border of Peru and Bolivia and is South America's largest lake. Okay. Africa's greatest lake Victoria is the chief source of river Nile. Okay, means in Africa, the lake Victoria is the chief source of river Nile. Thereafter, Lake Chilka, with its brackish water, is home to a variety of migratory birds. Means it have a brackish water. That's why there are many birds used to stay there. Okay, near Lake Chilka. Thereafter, the Great Lakes of North America, and the Great Lake of North America is a combination of five rivers, that is Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Okay, and this is the largest surface freshwater system of the world, and it is spanning around the area of 2,46,463 kilometer square kilometer along the US Canadian border. Means it is just situated over the US Canadian border. Okay, this lake system has 3,500 species of plants, means 3,500 different plants are present in the lake, and 150 different kinds of fish are living in the lake. Okay, thereafter we will move to the importance of lakes. So many of them are important source of fresh water both for domestic use and for irrigation. Okay, means lakes are just important source of fresh water. That's why it may be used for bathing, cleaning, etc. And for irrigation means agricultural purpose. Okay, they provide avenue for recreation, means it is the source of income for many people. They are habitats for wildlife, means most of the wildlife used to drink water from the lakes, and thus they are habituated with lakes. Okay, thereafter we will start from the river. When fresh water flows down from a high land within a clearly defined channel, it is termed a river. A river flows toward and into an ocean, lake or another river. Okay, means when a fresh water just flow down from a higher region to a lower region with a channel is called river, and a river always flow and just empty its water into a ocean, seas, lakes or another river. Okay, water in rivers come from rainfall, melting snow and from springs. Means how do the water come in the rain? Okay, so it can be present from the rainfall or melting ice from the mountains and then from the springs. Okay, so in the previous chapter I have just told you about the tributaries of rivers. Okay, so the same thing is going to start from here. Okay, so the point from where a river begin its flow is called its source, means the point from where the river origin is called its source. The place where a river flow into an ocean or another river or a lake is known its mouth. Okay, means the place where it just empty its water into an ocean is, or it just connected to another river or lake or ocean, is called mouth. Okay, the land on either side of a river forms its banks. Okay, tributary are small river that join or flow into a larger river, while the distributaries are small river that flow out of the main river. Okay, means tributary are what, when the two river just joining together is called tributary, and when the uh, a part of river has been disjoint from the main river is called distributary. Okay, so rivers shape the land they flow through by the process of erosion. The eroded material is called sediment. Okay, means rivers always shape the land, means it just give a land like good things, like what, it just provide us sediments. Okay, so let's be clear about the sediment. What is sediment? So the eroded material means the river just carry a small dust particle with it, or the eroded material which has been called sediments. Okay, and when it just carry the sediment during the rain, when the water overflow in the river, okay, and it flooded its banks. Banks means what? The coastal part of the river. Okay, so it just flooded its banks, means water just overflow to the bank, and then after, when the flood will disappear, okay, it just leave its sediment or the dust particle which has been carried by the river on the earth crust or on the coastal region of the bank, and that sediments are extremely fertile in region, okay, and which is ideal for agriculture. Okay, most of the ancient civilization were river valley civilizations. River were important for their survival, as they provided them with water, good farmland, and a way for people to carry out trade. Okay, means in the ancient time, means in the old days, okay, there are many civilization has been situated near the river. Okay, and it is because river helps to survive them by providing water, good farmland, means agricultural land, and they used to they use the river as waterways, okay, to travel from one place to another place. Okay, and some examples are the Indus, Nile, and Yellow River Valley civilization. Okay, so as you can see, there are many famous city of today which are located on the bank of the river. The names are Delhi, and the river is Yamuna, which is located just beside the Delhi. Okay. Thereafter Cairo, Chicago, London, Bonn, Wuhan, Paris. Okay. These are all the cities which has been situated near a river. Okay. So thereafter we are going to learn about some famous river of the world. So first of all, the first is Amazon. Okay. So this is the South American river. It starts from the Andes in Peru, and it just empty its water in the Atlantic Ocean. As I have just told you before that every river just empty its water or flow out into a ocean, river, lake or sea. Okay. So thereafter Nile. Okay, Nile, it is the source from Central Africa, means it is start from the Central Africa and flow into the Mediterranean Sea, and this river Nile almost capture 11 countries and it share its water over there. Okay, and it's create a narrow fertile valley across the vast Sahara desert, means in the Sahara desert it is the only thing through which the fertile or agricultural land are present. Okay, so thereafter Mississippi. So rising in Lake Itasca, this North America river empty into the Gulf of Mexico, means Mississippi is the river which has been started from Lake Itasca, and it just empty its water into the Gulf of Mexico. This river has been the focal point of American culture, history and literature. Okay, means it is the mainly focused for American culture, history and literature. Thereafter Rhine and Danube. So Rhine begins in the Swiss Alps to join the North Sea in Netherlands, or the Danube begins in the Black Forest region and flow into the Black Sea. Means Rhine just started, or the source of the Rhine river is Swiss Alps, or join and it just flow out the water into the North Sea in Netherlands. Thereafter Danube, it has been started from Black Forest region and it just flow out into the Black Sea. Okay. Both of the European rivers are important commercial waterways. Okay, means it has been mainly used for transportation purpose. Thereafter Indus, it has been originated in Tibet, China. The Indus flowed south through India and Pakistan before joining the Arabian Sea. Means Indus is the things which has been originated from Tibet, okay, China, and the Indus just flows south through India, Pakistan, means it just capture India, Pakistan, and thereafter it just flow out its water into the Arabian Sea. Thereafter Yangtze. Yangtze is the longest river in China, rising in Gladiadong Peak and draining into East China Sea near Shanghai. Means Yangtze is what? Yangtze is the longest river in China and it is started from where? Gladiadong Peak and draining into the East China Sea, which is situated near Shanghai. Thereafter we will just go to the Huanghe. Huanghe is the Yellow River and it is started from Bayan Har Mountains. Okay, means the starting point is Bayan Har Mountain and it is just ended into the Gulf of Bohai. And the main thing is it is the birthplace of ancient Chinese civilization, means it is the place from where the Chinese civilization has been started. Okay. Thereafter, Obi. This Russian river start in the Altai mountains. After flowing through Siberia, it joined the Arctic Ocean. Okay, so it is the Russian river which has started from Altai, and it just flow out its water into the Arctic Ocean. Okay, thereafter we will go to the Murray. Okay, this is the longest river in Australia, and it is starting from Australian Alps. Okay, and Murray drain its water into the Indian Ocean. Okay, so we are going to close our class today up to this. Thereafter we will just learn about some other famous rivers and other things. Okay, thank you.